I made $1.6 million in the last 12 months from my truck dispatching business, and in this free course, I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. The free course that you're about to go through right now is actually split up into 7 different videos where I show you step by step how to start a truck dispatching business from scratch, even if you have no experience. Now, in this video specifically, we're going to talk about the business. So how to set up your LLC, all the tools that you'll need as a dispatcher, and how to actually find the most profitable niche to make money in. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into it. First and foremost, I'm going to walk you through all the legal stuff. So how to actually set up your truck dispatching business, how to file your LLC, how to get your EIN, all that good stuff. So I'm going to walk you through that step by step. Then I'm going to show you all the tools that you need as a truck dispatcher, all the necessary tools so you don't waste all your money. And then also I have some worksheets for you. So this is going to help you set up your niche, pick the right market so you don't make the mistake going after the wrong trucking companies. I'm going to show you which trucking companies to avoid and which ones to go for. I've created some free worksheets for you to help you do that. And then finally, I'm just going to summarize this video up at the end. This video in total should take around 30 to 45 minutes, which is pretty long, but pro tip, you can watch this video in 2x speed or 1.5 times speed. Just change the playback speed of this YouTube video in the bottom right-hand corner. Go ahead and do that right now. I promise you, it's going to make this video go by much quicker and it'll be much more tolerable. So go ahead and do that right now. Oh, and then one quick note, if you want more advanced training and if you want more one-on-one help from me, you can think about joining Dispatcher University. It's my private school community. I guarantee I'll help you find your first carrier in 90 days, or you get all your money back. Okay, it's literally $97 to join. You could go to school.com/dispatch. You don't need to join if you don't want to. I don't really care. Here's the free stuff that you came for. So first and foremost, let's just talk about the legal stuff. So how do you actually, set up your business? The very first note I need to make is that none of this is required. You don't technically need a business to start dispatching, especially if you live in another country. Even if you live in the US, you don't need an LLC, you don't need all that stuff right away in the beginning. You could run everything under your own name, so you could be a sole proprietor, but the risk with that is you're putting all your personal assets at risk if anything goes wrong. Again, I'm not really a legal expert. I'm not authorized to give advice on that. I can only give you my opinion. So talk to like a actual attorney to figure out what's right for you. But in my opinion, the way that I would do it if I could go back is I wouldn't have spent money filing an LLC, going through the EIN, setting all that stuff up. I wouldn't have done that in the beginning until I started making at least $5,000 to $10,000 per month. Before that point, there's really not a lot of value there you're getting out of it. You could end up spending $300, $400 trying to set up an LLC just to find out you're not really good at this business, you don't really like this business, and you just wasted $300. So instead of doing that, start the business first. You don't need any fancy LLC or anything like that. Start the business first, and then you can come back and do this. Or if you just want to do this from the beginning, you can do that as well. So the type of business that you should set up is an LLC, in my opinion. This is the most common type of business that people set up in the US. It stands for Limited Liability Company. It's this entity that you're going to set up, this LLC. What it does is it basically protects you from your business. Okay, so it separates your business assets and your personal assets, your business activity from your personal activity. So for example, if your carrier that you're working with, or if a broker that you're working with tries to blame you for something or tries to sue your company for something, they can't come after your personal assets. So if they sued ABC Dispatch, they can't come after me as the person. They can only go after my assets that are under my company. They can't come for my car, my home, that I live in. They can't put that up for sale if I can't pay the money. They can't do stuff like that. Okay, they can't come after me personally. They can only go after my business. Again, not a legal expert. I'm giving you very general idea of how this works. Again, there's a lot deeper understanding to this. But just for like the broad knowledge of what you need to know, that's exactly what an LLC is there for, is to protect your business activity from your personal activity. It's like a shield that you can use. So that's the LLC. It's at the state level. Then we have the EIN, which is at the federal level. Okay. So this is basically like your business's social security number. It's free from the IRS. You don't need to pay anyone to do this for you. Also, once you get your EIN, this is exactly what you're going to use to open up business bank accounts, file taxes, even get credit cards. This is the information that you need to do all that stuff. You don't want to use your social security number or anything, when it comes to running your dispatching business. You want to use your EIN number instead. Okay. You want to link all your business assets to your business. So you're gonna need your EIN number to do that. So you need an LLC. I'm gonna show you how to file that. And you need an EIN from the federal government. Those are the two things that you need, okay, to fully form your business. Once you have both those things done, then you can go to a bank and set up a business bank account. Again, the reason for this, we're separating our business activity from our personal activity. Keeps your business income clean and separate. Also, it helps when it's, around tax time, helps with tracking your financial data, and it helps protect you from piercing the corporate veil. So a mistake that I see a lot of dispatchers make is they'll go through the trouble of setting up an LLC, setting up an EIN, all that good stuff. But then when they start getting paid money from their company, they start making $10,000, $20,000 per month, all that money goes straight into their personal account. They never set up a business bank account. So what happens if they ever do end up getting in trouble? They're going to look at that information. They're going to see, hey, all this income that you're getting from your business, it's going straight into your personal account. You're telling us that your business entity is separate from your personal entity. That's why you set up an LLC, to protect your personal stuff. But the way that you're acting, you're combining the two things. Okay, you're blurring the lines. So that could be very dangerous. That's called piercing the corporate veil. The shield that you're using, it's getting damaged, it's getting murky because you're mixing your personal and business income and assets. So we don't want to do that. Keep your business income separate from your personal income. Speaking of which, after you set up your business bank account, you're going to need a business credit card. It's great for covering dispatch expenses and building your business credit, which is separate from your personal credit. Business credit will help you get business loans. Personal credit helps you get personal loans. And of course, once you get a business credit card, you can use it for tools that you need for your dispatching business, like a load board, CRM software, Google Workspace, all that good stuff. And also, obviously, make sure that you're paying your credit card off monthly. Okay, pay the full balance off. Now, one quick pro tip that I would also recommend doing, not a lot of people do this, you can apply for a free DUNS number with Dun and Bradstreet. It kickstarts your business credit file, and most dispatchers miss this and then they end up regretting it later, but it just helps build up your business credit, okay? It's free to do, doesn't really hurt to do it. Might as well add it to the list of things to do. So I realized this was a lot of stuff. You don't really know where to get started, what to do first. So let me just break it down step by step, exactly what you need to do. I just wanted to show you all the different steps. Now I'm going to take you through step by step how to do all this stuff in order. So here's the 7 steps that you need to take to fully form your business, okay? The legal entity of your business. The very first step when it comes to setting up your truck dispatching business is picking a name. A lot of people get stuck on this. They try to get really creative with this. They try to be perfectionists, come up with the most incredible business name. Don't do that, okay? Just pick a name that sounds professional. Pick a name that's easy. Get it out of the way and just get it registered. That's it, okay? The easiest name to pick is just use some part of your name. So for example, my name is Gurpreet Gill. I could use Gill Dispatch or Gurpreet Dispatch. Gill Dispatch sounds better. You can do the same thing. If your name is John Doe, you could say John Dispatch or Doe Dispatch. Just keep it very simple. Use the word dispatch somewhere in your business name so when other trucking companies hear it, they know exactly what type of service you provide. You can always change this stuff in the future. Don't get bogged down with perfectionism at this step. Just pick a quick name, look online, look on your in your state's government website to see if that name is already taken or not. If it is taken, then you can't register it. You're going to need to come up with a different name. If it's not taken, that means you can obviously register it. The easiest way to check this, just go on Google and just type in business name search in and then your state. So for example, if I was living in California, business name search in California. Go ahead and do that. It'll bring you to the website where you can obviously check to see if that name is taken or not. So that's the first step. Once you've picked out a professional sounding name, the next thing you need to do is file for your LLC, okay, at the state level. So how do you do that? You basically go to Google again, you go to file an LLC in, and then your state. So file an LLC in California, wherever. Go to your state's website and just file it online. It's literally that simple. Now, I know a lot of you guys are confused when it comes to filing government paperwork, and that's totally understandable, okay? if you know you're one of those people, you can actually pay a third-party service to do it for you for not a lot of money. I believe on average, they only take like $50 or $100 more to do that stuff for you. So you can just completely lay back. You just let them do all the confusing government paperwork stuff, and you just give them the basic information. They'll go ahead and do all the hard work for you, okay, for like $50 extra or $100 extra. So one of these websites is Busy. That's what I used. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. Bizee, okay, that's one company. Another one, if you're from outside of the US, okay, if you live in Canada, Pakistan, India, wherever. If you don't live in the US, you're from outside of the country, but you want to start an LLC in the US, then you can use a website like Doola, Doola, okay? They will help you set all this stuff up. There's a few extra steps you need to take as a foreign investor in the US. You're going to need a registered agent. You might need a US virtual address. So there's some extra steps that you'll need to take, but Doola will help you do that, okay? If you're in the US, just end up using something like Busy. They can set all this stuff up for you. Or you can do it online, save yourself some $50 or $100, somewhere around there. On average, this is going to take you around like 10, 15 minutes. It's very quick. It takes around $200 to $300, depending on the state. Every state's fees for setting up an LLC is a little different, so look into yours. So that's really about it. Your state will tell you exactly how to file the LLC, all the forms that you need to submit as well. Just look at the government website for your state that you're in. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, file your EIN. This is at the federal level now. So once we're done registering our business with the state, now we need to register it with the federal government, which is the EIN number. So to do that, you're just going to visit the IRS website, so irs.gov, and you can look at, you can find the EIN form on their website. You're basically going to apply for it. It's going to be very, very quick. This is super simple. It takes like 5 minutes to do, and it's completely free. Okay, the IRS, the federal government, they don't charge you anything to get an EIN number. So once you get your LLC, then you can file for your EIN. It's going to take 5 minutes, free to do, and you should get that information right away. Okay, you should get your EIN number right away after you're done filing. So you can go ahead and do this step yourself, or again, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can pay Busy or Doola to do it for you. So now you've got your name picked out, you registered an LLC under that name, and you set up your EIN number. You're already like most of the way there. The next thing you need to do after you get all that stuff squared away is set up a business bank account. If you're in the US, it doesn't really matter. Pick a local credit union, pick a national bank. It doesn't really matter. The one thing I will say is try to stay away from those online banks, okay, like Bluevine or Mercury Bank or something like that. Try to stay away from those type of banks. You want access to your money. You want access to talk to a representative and talk to someone in real life, in person, because your money is going to be going into this account, okay? So you don't want to take that risk. So just pick a local credit union, pick a national bank, park your money in there, just set up a business bank account with them. Make sure you bring your LLC documents that you just set up and your EIN, because they're going to ask for that, okay, when you open up a business bank account. But you can shop around a little bit, see what rates you get, what type of benefits they give you. Again, it's not really a big deal. Just pick one, get going. Now, if you're someone that's abroad, you don't live in the US, again, you're living in a different country, then you might not be able to set up a business bank account in the US, okay? You might just need to pick a national bank account in your country that also operates in the US. So I would just find whatever bank that is, whatever national big bank there is that also operates in the US, and open up a business bank account with them. That way it's easier to transfer money back and forth. So that's the bank. One of the final things you need to do, set up a business credit card. After you get your business bank account, again, you're going to start building your business credit. That's what we're using this for. Again, there's literally thousands of cards to pick from. Just pick one that has no annual fee, okay? And it has good reporting and it's widely accepted. So pick like a Visa credit card that, again, doesn't have any annual fees. You don't need any travel perks or, these points or anything like that. You don't need any of that stuff right now, okay? You can always get more cards in the future, and you can get newer cards, better cards, travel cards. Right now, you just need something simple that won't cost you any money. Pick a very simple card, like a Visa card that's accepted everywhere, and it has no annual fee or very low annual fees. And then finally, set up your DUNS number. Very simple. Again, just go to Google, look up Dun & Bradstreet. I think their domain name is dnb.com, I believe. Or just Google Dun & Bradstreet. It'll come up. It's free to, register your business. Again, it's going to help you build your business credit profile. Now, once you're done doing all that, the last step, the final step that you need to do, once you've already set up all your business, the last visible step for your business is the funnel. So you need like a website, like a online presence for your truck dispatching business. Nowadays, having a website, having a funnel, like a online presence, it's just as important as setting up all the legal stuff for your business as well. Okay, that's the age that we live in. So you need a very robust funnel. You need to buy your domain name. You need to connect it to a sales platform. And then you need to start building out your funnel to start getting carriers. This is where you're going to start sending leads. So once you start doing your marketing, once you start making content, you start running paid ads, you start getting referrals, you need a place to send all those people to, all those carriers, and turn them into paying clients. This is exactly where we're going to send them. The entire next video, I'm going to show you how to set this up. I actually have a software that I built for you guys. But again, we can cover that in the next training video. So yeah, that's really about it. Okay. That's literally all the steps you need to do to set up your truck dispatching business from scratch. If there was anything confusing about that, again, just reach out to me in the community, if you're in my school community, or just leave a comment if you're in YouTube, and I'm more than willing to help you guys out. Anyways, now let's get into the tools that you will need as a truck dispatcher. A lot of you guys are interested in this. So there's really only 3 tools that you need. Okay. These are like the essential tools, the necessary tools that you will need as a truck dispatcher. Everything else you can add on to this. Okay. You can get more fancy stuff if you want to, but it's not really necessary. These 3 things, the only tools that you need to set up to start making $20,000, $30,000 per month. The first tool is TrukAI. This is my software, just to be completely transparent with you guys. And in this software, basically you treat it like a sales system. So this is where you'll get a funnel. This is where you get your automations. This is where you set up your website, your CRM. So all the leads that you get, all their contact information, you need a place to store all that information. So this also does that for you. You want to be able to send out invoices. You want to be able to sign contracts. You can do all of that stuff inside this one software. And the best part is you don't even have to set it up from scratch. I have already done that for you, for your truck dispatching business. So as soon as you get access to the software, you already get all this stuff pre-built for truck dispatching. That also means that you don't really need any tech skills to set all this stuff up. Okay. You literally just plug in your information and you start signing carriers. That's really how simple it is. Okay. You just customize it a little bit, start signing carriers. Now, this one tool, TrukAI, it replaces over 25 tools. So tools like Calendly, like DocuSign, like MailChimp, like Wix. You don't need 6 or 7 or 8 different softwares all connected together. That would get really confusing. Okay, most of you guys would not be able to do that. It requires a lot of tech knowledge. So instead of doing all that and paying for like 8 different softwares, like $400, $500 per month, you get all this stuff for just $97 per month. Okay, all of that in just this one software. But again, don't buy it right now. I'm going to show you how to connect all this stuff, do all this funnel stuff in the next training video. But I just wanted to show you, this is one of the necessary tools that you will need. The second thing you'll need after a sales system is DAT, or basically any load board. So the one that I recommend that's like the gold standard in our industry is DAT1 Select. So this is where you can go to find, filter, and post loads for your carriers in real time. This is how you're going to make your carriers money. Okay, so obviously you're going to need something like this. With DAT1 Select, if you get that specific plan, you can see lane rates, you can get broker credit scores, you can see days to pay information before you book a load. So you don't end up getting scammed. Okay, you don't work with bad brokers that will just harm your business and give your carriers a bad taste. So you get to see all that information. And just a quick note, because I do get this comment a lot, I do get this question a lot as well. You can't get access to DAT without first finding a carrier. Okay, you need to have a carrier first. You need to sign on a carrier first and have them provide you access to DAT. So during the onboarding process, when you sign a carrier and you're doing the onboarding for them, you will tell them, hey, we need access to this DAT tool. You need to provide it for me. Okay. You're going to go to DAT. You're going to talk to their sales team. They're going to check to see if your MC is legit. And then they're going to provide you access to DAT1 Select. I will pay you the amount of money that they ask for, I will pay you that every single month, but you just provide me access to it. I will pay for it and I will use it to find you loads. It's very typical. It's very common in our industry now. DAT put this check in there to prevent freight fraud. Okay. As truck dispatchers, you don't need an MC or DOT number. You're not restricted by regulations or anything like that. But that also means there's very big opportunity for bad actors. Let's just say, people that can scam and, run double brokering schemes and stuff like that. So to prevent that, DAT only gives out their load board to people with an MC number. Do not reach out to DAT and try to ask them for access. You need to find a carrier first, have that carrier give you access to DAT. Okay. In the meantime, obviously you need a load board to practice with. In the meantime, you can use some free load boards or some other paid load boards that don't have an MC check, like 123 load boards. So you can look them up, or Truckloads by Trucker Path. So at the time of making this video, they don't require MC checks. So you can look into them. Anyways, the gold standard, once you find a carrier and you get access to DAT, this is going to run you around $199 per month. Okay. And then finally, the last tool you need is Google Workspace. So Google Workspace is going to come with your business email. That's where we're going to set it up. It's also going to come with a bunch of apps that we're going to use. So Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Calendar, and much, much more. So you get all of these apps in this one software. And like I already mentioned, this is what we're going to use to set up our business email. So you will make a business email like your name at yourcompanyname.com. So if my company name was ABC Dispatch, I could set up an email that said something like Gurpreet at abcdispatch.com. Okay. Makes it look very professional. And then finally, the last thing I should mention about this is that the apps that you get in here in Google Workspace, you can use Google Sheets to track your loads, to track your financial information, how much money you're making with this carrier. You can use Google Docs to create SOPs. So when you start hiring dispatchers, they can go through these SOPs in Google Drive and, they don't have to keep coming to you to ask questions. That's exactly what we do. And then finally, like Google Drive, you can use that to store documents, your load information, BOLs, PODs, all that good stuff. Guess how much it's going to cost you to get Google Workspace? $8 per month. Okay. So as you guys can see, these are the only necessary tools that you need. With these tools, you can make honestly $20,000 to $30,000 per month. Okay. People in my Dispatcher University community, they're making like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per month just using these three tools. And all this together is what, $300, barely $300. So yeah, you guys can see just how accessible truck dispatching is as an industry. You can spend $300 per month. You don't need a loan, a business loan, or anything crazy like that. Even if you just wanted to try it out, you can spend $300, which is not a lot of money for a business. You spend $300, your potential is that you could potentially make $20,000 to $30,000 per month. That's not even that crazy of a number. Now, finally, the last thing I have for you guys is the worksheets. So I actually want to help you guys, get your feet wet, start researching the industry a little bit. So you guys aren't just watching a couple of videos. I want you to do some research into this industry if you're actually serious about making money as a truck dispatcher. So there's 3 different worksheets I have for you. The first one is your niche selection worksheet. So by going through this worksheet, we're going to help you answer, who do you actually help? What type of niche are you going to go after in trucking? And yeah, who are you going to provide loads for? So we'll help you do that. Then we have a market research worksheet. So once you figure out who you want to help, then we have to figure out what problems do they have? What do they want? How do they solve it currently? We need to answer all those questions. And then finally, your customer avatar worksheet. So this is a fictional idea of your perfect customer. We're going to sketch them out. We're going to detail their demographic interests and needs. We need to do this because when we go to market our business, we need to know exactly how our person looks. What are they interested in? Where are they from? What are they what do they actually need? We need to know all these details so our marketing actually hits. We don't want to just be, throwing darts with the blindfold on. We want to know exactly who our target audience is so we can attract them. So these are 3 worksheets I have for you. The easiest way to access them is just look in the description. I will leave a link to all 3 of these worksheets in the description and also in the comments as well. If you're in my school community, they should be in the resources section down below, or you can just go to just open up a new tab and go to dispatcheruniversity.com/niche-selection. For the niche selection worksheet, For the market research worksheet, it would be dispatcheruniversity.com/market-research. And then finally, for the customer avatar worksheet, it's dispatcheruniversity.com/customer-avatar. Now, I'm not going to go through all three of these together with you. I will just go through the first one, just so you guys can see how this worksheet actually looks. So this is what the worksheet is going to look like once you open it up and get access to it. Let me zoom in a little bit. So let's just go through it really quickly together, just so you know how to fill this out. So first and foremost, read this note up here. Before you start, remember, you don't need to only work in one niche. In the beginning, you'll work with any carriers you can get. Okay, we want to spread a wide net. This worksheet is here to help you choose one niche to research first, so you can understand their business, find their problems, and figure out how to help them. Use this worksheet to guide your thinking. Use ChatGPT if you want to help you do some research. Okay, this is super, super helpful if you use it for research purposes. So here we go. Step number 1, highlight one niche you want to work with first. Remember, you'll work with any type of carrier you can get, but pick one to start researching. So there might be one niche that you're more interested in. You know, maybe you have some family members that have some experience in here. Maybe you've heard some good things about it. So whatever that niche is, whatever it's calling to you, just start with that one, okay? Now, I will say a lot of people start with box trucks, and this is a really, really good niche to get into, okay? It's very easy to find carriers that are box truck carriers. So this is what I would recommend for a beginner, honestly. So if I was interested in box trucks, I would go ahead, highlight that, and I'll go ahead and highlight the yellow. Okay, so this is the one that I want to focus on. And then step number 2, write down 5 skills or areas of expertise you currently have. As you can see, I've already given you an example of what this can look like. So for me, I would say something like, hey, I know friends with trucking companies. I have a degree in finance. I'm good in front of the camera. I can easily make friends, and I know how to do sales and marketing. So these are like the 5 skills that I have. They don't need to apply to trucking. These are just generally things that I know about myself to be true. Okay, so you would go ahead and do the same thing. What are 5 skills that you have that you think you can apply into your truck dispatching business? So you would go ahead and write that down over here. You know, I am good at making videos. I don't know if, you would come up with something. And then for the third one, you could say something like, I can easily do cold calls without getting overwhelmed, and so on and so forth. Okay. Step 3, list the problems, fears, and desires of your chosen niche. Again, you get an example of what I've written. Don't just copy me. Put your own effort into this. Okay. Think about it. Do your own research. And yeah, this is exactly what it's there for. Now, if you're really struggling, I think you guys get the idea of that, but let's say if you're really struggling trying to fill these worksheets out, you can actually use ChatGPT to help you out. So let me show you how to do that. What you can do, if you want the help of AI, you can just copy this entire worksheet. So I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. Copy this entire worksheet that I have for you. And then I'll open up ChatGPT right over here. And I'll just say something like this. Hey, I need your help doing some market or doing some research. I'm going through a free truck dispatching course, and here is the niche selection worksheet that I need to complete in detail. And then I will go ahead and paste everything that I just copied. And then I'll go down and say something like, can you help me do research into the box truck niche and fill this out? Please ask me questions first in detail, and then use my answers to fill out this template. Boom, just like that. Okay. The reason I'm telling ChatGPT to ask me questions is so it doesn't just provide me like the same broad general information that it's going to provide to everyone. I'm assuming a lot of people that are watching this video, they're probably going to use ChatGPT to do all the research for them. I wouldn't really recommend that. Again, put some effort in yourself, do some Googling, read some articles, search out information yourself. AI isn't really perfect yet, but the way that we can get it to work is by letting it ask you questions instead. Here's the template, ask me questions, and then use my answers to fill this stuff out. So you can see right here, perfect. Let's slow down and do this the right way. Before I fill out the box truck niche selection worksheet for you, I need to collect some details from you so it's customized to your situation. Exactly. That's exactly what we're trying to do. So again, if you know how to use AI the right way, you can get very, very, very good information from it. Okay. So you can see it's asking us some questions. Besides making videos, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any experience or knowledge? So you can just answer the questions that ChatGPT is asking you. And once you provide all these answers, then it will customize your answers, use your answers, and then look online, do some research online as well, mix those two things together and, help you fill out this niche selection worksheet. So I just think that's a really cool idea. That's something that you can consider. But again, put some effort into this. Do your own research. Don't just rely on ChatGPT as a crutch. Put a lot of effort into this. This is what's going to separate you from the people who barely try, and get no results to the people who, make a lot of money in this industry. So anyways, I think you guys get the idea of how these worksheets work. So I'm not going to, go on about it. So that's the niche selection, market research, customer avatar. You can find all the links in the description below. Finally, last thing I should mention, Dispatcher University, I kind of mentioned it at the beginning. If you guys like this free course, but you want more advanced training and you want more help from me personally, I can guarantee you that if you join Dispatcher University, I will help you find your first carrier in 90 days, or I'll give you 100% of your money back. Okay. You literally have no risk. You could check out what Dispatcher University is at school.com/dispatch. So I would just, go ahead, go check it out. And just so you know, we've gotten people some crazy results. So Oscar, he started making $14,000 per month in 30 days. Arthur made $16,500 in 30 days. Laura, who's now working for us, made $6,200 in 30 days. Now she's making over $10,000 per month in 90 days. And these aren't even the craziest results, by the way. These are real people that you can talk to. These aren't fake reviews or anything like that. These are real people that you can actually reach out to right now. You can DM them and ask them, hey, is this legit? I have some questions. So if you want to do something like that, again, let me just show you. If I open up my school community, I go to my paid school community right over here and look at this. Okay. Got my first carrier appointment. This was 2 days ago. I finally signed a carrier 4 days ago. 6 days ago, Eric signed 2 carriers signed, 4 more signing soon. So 6 carriers Eric signed. OMG, amazing training. 6 carriers in 30 days, 3 carriers in 30 days. Oscar made $8,975 and $660 in 2 days. So he's sharing that. That was 12 days ago. Okay. I signed my first carrier, first client with 2 18-wheelers and 2 box trucks. Again, I can keep going on and on and on and on. This is all within the last 2 weeks that people have posted this. All right. These are real people. I'm getting them some pretty crazy results. It just goes to show you that the stuff that we're doing in Dispatcher University is real. By the way, it literally costs $97. You don't need to join if you don't want to. I'm just going to give away a lot of free information in this free course. Okay. So this is not a pitch to join my paid course for thousands of dollars. It's $97. If you want to join, great. If you want more advanced training, that's what it's there for. And if you want more one-on-one help with me. If not, if you can do everything by yourself for free, then do that. Okay. Don't pay me money, save your money and use it for your business. Anyways, to summarize this video, here's the things that you need to do. First and foremost, your business setup. You don't need an LLC, but it protects you. It makes you look more legit. Just if you do want to set up your LLC, make sure you also set up an EIN, a business bank account, and a business credit card to keep things clean and separate. Don't pierce the corporate veil. Secondly, you know about the key tools that you need, the 3 tools. So all you really need in truck dispatching is TrukAI, DAT1 Select or a load board, and Google Workspace. That's really about it. Okay. It's going to run you around $300 to $500, depending on all the tools and everything that you might want to get. Not a lot of money. Okay. So just budget $300 to $500 per month. These will cover your dispatching costs. This will do everything that you need in your business. It'll cover your dispatching, your sales, your documents, your daily operations, all that good stuff. You literally spend $300 to $500 and you're going to be making $20,000 to $30,000 per month. The next thing is planning. So make sure you go through the worksheets. That's what it's there for, to help you plan. You need to choose a niche, study the market, and define your ideal carrier. The clearer you are, the more effort you put into this part, okay, into this early stage, the faster you're going to get results. If you don't spend a lot of time in here, you try to rush to the finish line, you're going to end up burnt out. You're not going to get any results. And then you're going to wonder like, oh, this didn't work for me. I wonder why it didn't work for me. You didn't put the effort in. Okay. So go ahead and use those worksheets, set up your business. Finally, the funnel. We're going to set up your website and sales funnel to start getting leads. We're going to do that in the next training video. So TrukAI is like the software that I made. That's just what we're going to use. It does all that in one place. You don't need any tech skills or anything like that. Again, we'll set this up in the next training video. Finally, Dispatcher University. I think you guys know what it is. Join for more advanced training. You can find your first carrier in 90 days, or I'll give you 100% of your money back. You saw all the people winning, so it's a legitimate thing. It's just $97 per month. I'm probably going to change the price to $1,000 per year at 500 members just to keep it more, just to keep it smaller. But right now it's $97. Literally the cheapest thing on the market. You have no risk. I'll give you all your money back if you don't get results. If you're interested in that, you can go to school.com/dispatch. If you can't afford it, if you don't want to go through a paid course, that's totally fine. Save your money, okay? Save your money and spend it on your own business. You can just go through this free course and make a lot of money in this industry, okay? You don't need to pay anyone anything. You don't need to buy a course or anything like that. Anyways, the next video that we're going to go through in this free course, the 7-part series, is the funnel. So I'm going to show you how to build a simple website or funnel that brings in leads and turns them into paying carriers. And to watch that, you can just click on this video right here. And yeah, I'll see you in that video.